Hello everyone, and welcome back to Block by Block. In the last episode, we built a massive, sunken empire with a museum, palace, temple, and much more. Now, any underwater projects will be trivial with our tridents, conduits, and aquatic armor. But today, we're having a change of pace. Today, we're heading out to build not one, but two cozy ranches. One out in the warm mesas, and another in the snowy taiga. We'll be raising animals, planting crops, and creating two atmospheric spots to unwind, and maybe pick up a few new friends. Let's get started. Since we're heading out to the Wild West, we better get dressed for the occasion. There we go. And for the final touch, yeehaw! Howdy, partner. Let's go. Alright, I got my bundle full of stuff for mapping and exploring, as well as some stuff to set up a campsite once we get there. So we're gonna hop on Henry and start making our way this way. Oh, look at that. There's leaf litter. That means we're in new chunks. Oh my god, look at that. A pale forest. I haven't found one of these yet. I'm so excited. Those things are awesome, but I've never actually really been to one. Well, that's not really our objective. We're looking for a mesa, but that is pretty slick, and we'll definitely have to come back to that in the future. Oh, we're like right here, right by it. I may as well grab a little. I mean, it is the daytime, so it doesn't hurt to just grab some real quick. Alright, we got some saplings, a little bit of wood. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of the moss and moss carpets. And I'm also gonna grab some of these vines. And I think that's about it in terms of... Oh, right, there's the flowers. Kind of forgot about the flowers. We'll yoink one of those, sure. But that's about it. Yeah, this biome doesn't have a whole lot to offer, to be honest, so we'll call that good. Oh yes, I forgot about these bushes. It's not something that I even care about, but okay, no, you need to use shears. Okay, yeah. Wow, look at this. This is a nice area. Nice little sunrise over there. I love this little teeny tiny little hill with a couple couple little cherry trees. Very, very aesthetic. It's a nice area. Yes. Do I need shears for these? No, I do not. Yes. We finally have fireflies in vanilla Minecraft. Look at the fireflies. Let's go. There it is. The mesa. Let's go. Alright. So, we are getting close, I suppose. We're going to have to explore around a bit in the mesa to find a good spot to settle down in, though. Alright. I found what I consider to be the perfect spot. This right here, I think, is where we're going to set up Redrock Ranch. And, as you can see, quite a lot of red rock here. But yeah, this is going to be where we're going to set up the ranch. I've always wanted to build something in a mesa, but I've just never done it. But today is the day that we build something in a mesa. So first things first, I'm going to set up a little temporary campsite here. I'm thinking we're going to put it right here. This is just a temporary thing because I need somewhere to just make base because I don't really have anything at the moment, so I'm just gonna set up a little tie out for the horsey so I can get to work. Alright, we got a little campsite here. It's pretty quaint. I like it. It's got a little bit of lanterns for lights, little place to sit and cook your food and whatnot. I think I might actually might scooch this up just a touch, be a little bit closer to it. That's better. But anyway, so this is our little campsite. We've got quite a bit of storage, got a place to rest our head, got a way to cook and craft, and just a little bit more storage. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the tent. It's it's not crazy or anything, that's for sure. It's quite simple, but I like it. I think it turned out pretty sweet. Now that we've got a little temporary campsite here, I think it's time to set up our ranch. For this ranch, we're gonna need a handful of things. First, we're going to need a ranch house, somewhere for me to live, store my items, sleep, cook food, and be safe from monsters. But it's not a ranch without some animals. So we're going to be collecting some animals from the surrounding area: cows, pigs, chickens, armadillos, and camels. But we're definitely going to need some crops to feed the livestock. We'll have a potato and a wheat farm, which should cover the livestock. But for the camels, we'll need a cactus farm, which will allow us to also farm the new pink flower, which I'm pretty excited about. Armadillos eat spider eyes, so we'll probably just have to go out at night and fight monsters for those. Now, first things first, we should build the house itself. And here's the ranch house. Looks fantastic. So we've got some couches here. You can sit here and watch the sunset. Very beautiful. And when you're tired of that, you can come inside. We got this big room right here. The interior is not quite done yet. I think I'm going to work on it while I'm just vibing here and chilling out. We've got a wood stove here, though, that we can use to heat the room. We've got a jukebox here that will automatically play any tunes for us. Got a teeny tiny little kitchen where I can cook some meat and store food and whatnot. A little bit of a chest there just to have a little bit of storage. I plan on using this as a enchanting setup once I get that. If I do end up wanting to enchant, I might not. I might use that for something else. Then you can come upstairs, and then you're greeted with the loft, which has a nice big window. You can look out at the mesa. We've also got some plant up there and some podzol, which I think looks pretty nice. Just a simple bed, just for a bedroom. And then also a furnace up here where we can heat the upstairs. And then if we can come out here, we've got a balcony right up here that you can use to, well, if I had a bow, I could could use it to snipe these idiots, but for now it's just a nice place to look out. But for now I think I'm just gonna take a nap. Nah, this ain't a ranch till there's some farm animals. We're gonna need to set up some pastures for our cows, pigs, and armadillos, because I'm running out of food, and I'm gonna need some pork chops pretty soon here. Now, I've only done this a handful of times, but I always find it fun to name your mobs. So I'm going to name a handful of our farm animals. And for our armadillos, we've got Roadkill and Bibbo. I would love to get an LA around here to pick up the scutes. That would be really convenient. And we've got the Piggy Wiggy, who's got the saddle. Pumbaa! Now we've got our two cows. First one's Bob, second one is Barry. Now there are two more animals that we need, camels and chickens. And these guys are actually going to be getting their own builds. I want a chicken coop with an automatic collection system for the eggs, and then for the camels, I think they deserve a barn. So let's build those. And here's our little chicken coop. Turned out pretty sweet, I think. I like the look of it. And in similar fashion to the others, we've named one of the chickens. Where'd it go? Here he is. This is General Tso. I thought that was funny. And I actually threw an egg inside here, and I got four chickens from one egg. Those are pretty rare, and I got it on like the very first egg. So I'd like to name these guys. I want to name them Eenie, Meenie, Miney, and Mo. just because there's 4 of them, and I thought that was a funny name. And these are the guys that are actually going to be producing eggs for us, because there's 3 hoppers underneath these carpets here. Those hoppers in there are leading out here. Oops. They're leading out here to this barrel right here, and any eggs that Eeny, Meeny, Miny, and Mo eventually lay will be picked up. Well, unless they're up here on these. Don't escape. I've got these little nests up here for them to lay their eggs, but there's no collection system for those. It's just if they lay them here while they're on the ground. So, I mean, it's not really that. It's not a very good collection system, but how often am I really going to need eggs, to be honest? So this is more just for aesthetics, to be honest. The only reason I didn't name them is because I only have 3 name tags left, so I'm going to need to go get some more name tags before I do that. Alright, we went and got some name tags, and now we've got Eeny, Meeny, Miny, and Mo all named. These guys are my favorite. I love these guys. It was just crazy that I got a 4 to hatch on the very first try. That was insanely lucky. But these guys are really funny. I like these guys. And here's the horse barn. Currently, it's a little empty. We only have Geralt in here. Nothing else. I'm gonna put some camels and stuff in here. But yeah, I've got all these little pens in here. Nice, and there's little hay and whatnot for them to lay on. I guess, I don't know. I just didn't want it to be completely barren. But it's nice and well lit. I like the design of it. It's a pretty common design for a barn, but I tried to keep sort of in theme, same sort of shape and whatnot. Same sort of color scheme as the other one. I might even put some shutters. Yeah, I might even put some shutters along that window. That might be a good idea. So I'm gonna need to go on an adventure and search for 2 camels, but thankfully we're pretty close to a desert and camels spawn naturally there now instead of only in the villages. So let's go grab 2 so we can breed them. Bing biddy bing bong, our first camel. Yes. Well, it's not our very first camel. I had one earlier in the village video, but our first one for this video. There's a lot of mobs going on right now, but I need 2 camels for this video, and there's our first one. I don't know if this guy, it counts. Oh, there we go. I guess he's already tamed, maybe? I guess. Oh, there's another camel right there. Yes, let's go. We got 2 camels. Ooh, and a bell. I actually wanted one of those. This is perfect. That's not safe, guys. I don't even know how that generated in here. Dang it. Stupid monsters nearby. Get him, boy. Get him, Rex. Yes. Good job, boy. Now can I sleep? Ah, there's stupid monsters nearby. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I think the iron golem helped a bit. Oh, no. Get him. God, there's so many. You okay, bud? Here, I have some iron for you. I can fix you up. There you go. Right as rain. Oh god! We got a monster siege happening. Get him, Iron Golem. And Rex. Everybody help out. Aw, hell yeah. Alright, so we got Camel here. We're gonna yoink you. And I would like this bell. What happened here? What happened here? Was there some sort of massacre with rabbits? I don't know what happened. But anyway, we've got a camel and we've got our second camel. So that's sick. We got a handful of stuff from the village. Very nice. Now the adventure continues. Alright, we're back from our journey, and we've got our two camels here. We're going to name them Calvin and Hobbs. We also got Ed, who's a striped wolf, which was actually the final one we needed for the whole pack achievement, so that's sick. He's actually one of the new dog personality variants. I think he's the big one from what I can tell. Rex is just a normal, like the default, and then this guy I believe is big. I'm not too familiar with those, but I'm happy to have him join the pack. Now that we have our animals taken care of, we're going to need to plant some crops. We're going to plant some wheat, cactus, potato, and melons. And the crops are done. We've got over here, we've got some potatoes and carrots. We also have some bees that I put up with campfires underneath. And over there's our cactus, melons, and some wheat, as well as more bee farms. Now that we have these crops, we need somewhere to store all of them. So I'm going to build a quick little silo by the barn. Well, this ranch is really coming together. We got crops, animals, a chicken coop, and a horse barn for our horses and camels. And now, we even have some silos for our feed. But we still don't have a reliable way to feed our armadillos. Not that we really need to, but if we ever wanted to, I think it'd be nice to have a reliable source of spider eyes. And earlier, I actually found this cave spider spawner up here on the surface in this abandoned mine shaft. So I was thinking this would be a great way to get spider eyes for our armadillos, and we'll be able to use the string to craft leads. Alright, and the spider farm is donezo. So we got this nice little area. We can kill spiders and get spider eyes and string. And these will be very useful for breeding armadillos and crafting leads, so that'll be nice. And we do get a little bit of XP. Not much, though, so that's not really something I'm worried about, though. And I did end up making a pathway here back to the ranch, so we have a designated spot to actually walk. And I also made this little signpost here with some lanterns. It says mine and spider farm over that way, because I've been doing a little bit of mining over there in the mine shaft. And Redrock Ranch, which is, the ranch right here, obviously. And these particles are just from the sandstorm, because it's raining elsewhere, so the desert and the badlands are they don't really get rain, so there's sandstorms. And I did end up building a grandfather clock here, which is pretty cool. So there's a daylight sensor above here, which can actually Okay, I'm actually going to talk about this real quick. These are called daylight detectors. I've been calling them daylight sensors forever, but that's been daylight detectors since like 2014. I've always thought they were just daylight sensors, but anyway, yeah. So this daylight detector can detect the daylight from these windows. You don't need to have direct sunlight, which I thought they did, but I guess not. And then there's an observer underneath, which observe any change in the detector, and that'll activate this bell. So you probably heard it earlier. There's a bell here that just goes off every once in a while, anytime there's a change in the day, kind of to signify whenever the grandfather would chime. And then also you can kind of hear some tick-tocks underneath here, because there's a copper bulb here that's just on a clock. So that's just tick-tocking all the time. And this also kind of doubles, actually, as a weather updater, because the sun gets brighter or darker depending on the rain. So it actually rings a couple times very suddenly whenever the weather changes, which is actually kind of convenient because I was kind of waiting for the rain to go away. Well, I guess it's a sandstorm here, but you know, rain, whatever. Another part of a ranch that we definitely need is a sign above this entrance right here. Because right now it's just, you know, there's just some fences here. Now, this is the entrance, but we need a sign above here. You know, those ones with like the big post and beam and everything. And then like some chains with some hanging signs and whatnot. I just really love the look of those on ranches. I just think they look so neat. So I gotta add one. Alright, we've got our sign here. I think this looks really sick. So this is supposed to be like a cow skull with some long horns. I really like that. And then we've got the sign here that says Redrock Ranch. And I used some symbols to kind of look a little bit... I wonder... Oh, that actually doesn't look terrible. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, I like that a lot more. But then on the opposite side, I actually used glow ink sacks just to make it light up a little bit more. But I don't really like how it looks. It doesn't really fit the vibe for a ranch to be able to glow. It looked a little too LED. So I'm actually going to use ink sacks to dim it down, which I did not know that you could do. I just had to Google that because I had no idea that you could do that. If you ever wanted to unglow a sign, you can do that with ink. Well, I've spent quite a bit of time here. We got the sign, we've got plenty of animals and crops and silos and barns and bees and flowers and everything. But yeah, this area is turning out pretty nice. I think it's just about done. Now I suppose it's time to set up Redrock Station and connect it to the railway network. Done. Redrock Station is now connected to the railway, and we can go out there anytime we need to just relax and farm out in the Wild West. Now that Redrock Ranch is fully complete, let's head out to a snowy taiga and find a spot to settle down. Alright, This right here looks like as good a spot as any. I can see there's a pig right there and some chickens right there. So, yeah, I think this will work. Alright, we got our campsite up and running. We got Sylvia tied up out here. We also got our boiling pot and our campfire, and everything's exactly as the other one, but just in a cold area instead. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear out an area here and get started on building the ranch cabin. Spruce Creek Ranch House is done. I actually took the liberty of sprucing up the interior. I also went ahead and added this lovely little porch swing. I thought it was cute. I saw it on TikTok and I was like, I gotta build this. But if we head inside, look at this. We actually have a fully furnished interior this time. I feel like Redrock Ranch's interior was kind of boring, so I wanted to take a bit of time and make this one look a little bit nicer. So we've got this nice carpet here. I've got a doggy. I've actually went ahead and tamed a lot of different a lot of dogs. We got a shelf with some pots, got a painting over here, got my ender chest and a barrel, and then we got like a little pile of wood to feed the fire, keep us warm through these cold months. And over here we've got a little bit of a kitchen, got like a towel to dry our hands, and you know, a sink to wash our hands, and some cupboards, and a smoker to cook our food and whatnot. Let's see, and I guess a little table. No chairs or anything. We got some chairs by the fireplace though, so that's nice. Also, we've got our same exact design for the grandfather clock. The only difference is I changed how I hung the bell. I hung the bell off of the trap doors instead of off the observer, just to add the little dark bar. Thought it would look nicer. Still got the clicking though. You can hear the tick-tocks. You can also kind of see the light underneath. Once this oxidizes, it'll be a little less bright, so it won't be as obvious, but that's not really a concern at the moment. Got a shelf up here with some utility blocks and a chest with some random storage. I haven't been too organized about this. I think it looks a little bit nicer. Over here we've got a little smelting area. We've got a blast furnace and some furnaces and some storage up top there. Crafting table over there in that corner. Right here we've just got a little seat where we can do some enchanting once I get the enchanting table. I don't have diamonds or obsidian. I haven't really gone mining at all in this area yet. High little vaulted ceiling here, as well as a little window over there. Thought that was kind of cute. And then over here we've got our automatic jukebox. We had another one in the Redrock Ranch as well, but this one I actually have a little sign right here. We can actually load it from the back this time. The other time it was right up against the wall, and I'm not really a huge fan of how that turned out, but this looks way better, and we can turn it off and on nice and easy. And I've only got like 4 discs in there. I don't have too many discs. The other one had like a ton. This one I don't have any currently, but that's not a big worry. I've mostly been actually listening to the in-game music, not the discs, which is kind of nice. I really like that they changed this music frequency thing, and the music toast and all that. All those changes are really nice. And then we come upstairs to the bedroom where I've got a bunch more dogs. I got a little closet for an armor stand, something like that, just somewhere to store armor if we would ever want to. Got a little dresser, quote unquote. The bed is a little bit more decorated than last time. Right here we have Maya and we have Sydney over here. I think those are the only 2 that I actually named. Maya is a pug. I named it after PewDiePie's pug, Maya. And Sydney is actually one of the sad variants. I figured I'd label the ones that have specific noises, because Sydney's kind of annoying, if I'm being honest. The sad dog noises are not my favorite. We got a little bell here for an alarm clock, I guess. And then over here we've got just a little desk area. I can read a book and, you know, write with the quill. And we've also got this spyglass and cartography table. Just somewhere to, you know, I don't know, work on cartography and bookkeeping and whatnot. And then another fireplace up here on the second story to keep the second story warm. And some plants. I don't know. Big open window like before. And of course the balcony. And then this time I actually used waxed copper. So this will never turn into oxidized copper just because it's waxed. I kind of like to have the contrast of Redrock being the oxidized, and then Spruce Creek Ranch having the non-oxidized copper. I think it's nice for a little bit of contrast. Also, there's a lot of blue in this biome. Like, it's a very cold blue biome, so I think having this more of a warm tone kind of helps break it up. Jeez, quite a bit of lag with all the dogs and everything. But I'm really digging the interior here. I might add a few things here and there. Like, there's kind of an open spot right here. I might move the rug into a more centralized and make it bigger. And But yeah, I think it actually turned out really, really sweet. I'm really digging this. And with the house done, it's time to plant our crops, which will help feed the animals and keep the ranch self-sustaining. And welcome back. Let me show you what I've gotten done so far. Over here we have a pathway to where eventually we will have our train station. But over here we've got our sweetberry field with a couple good boys in there. We've got 3 foxes. We've got 2 adult foxes and 1 baby fox, as well as an allay with a sweetberry in its hand. And so he'll collect any of the sweetberries that the foxes collect, and then he'll drop them off to me. Or he should. I guess he doesn't have any at the moment, but that's fine. Yeah, it's a little bit slave labory, and I'm not really a huge fan of that. But I do like the look of this. It looks very, very cute. I do plan on adding a couple more foxes. I think it would be nice to have a little bit more spread, because there's some like over here that aren't getting picked at all. So I think we'll refine that in the future. I do also kind of want to have the allay not on a leash, but for now this was just that was the best option. I really don't like that he's getting hurt all the time, but they regenerate faster than they get hurt, so he can't die or anything, so he's not really in any danger. But it's really, I don't like the noise of them getting hurt. I don't like causing unnecessary pain. And over here we've got our little pumpkin patch. It's very cute. It's actually doing quite well. It's doing quite well. It looks very very full. Love it. And then over here we've got carrots. This will feed the pigs. And over here we got wheat, which will produce seeds for the chickens, and wheat for the cows and the goats. And now that the crops are all done, it's time to go ahead and make the pastures and lead in the animals. Another beautiful day. This area is so nice. It's coming together so beautifully. Alright, we got our chicken coop down here. Exactly the same as the other one, except for the roof obviously is waxed copper instead of oxidized. We don't have the nests inside, but I didn't really feel like doing that. But in the back we got our, we got our egg collection system. So that's slick, I guess, if we ever wanted blue eggs. And then we've got our cows in here. I've been doing a little bit of breeding. And over here we've got our pigs. That guy right over there has got the saddle, and we have the carrot on a stick there if we ever wanted to just ride around on the piggy. And and also earlier I said about the foxes and the allays being tied up. Or I guess it was just the allay. But I went ahead and changed some stuff. I added a fence, and I allowed the foxes to be free roam. I've been breeding them a little bit. There should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe there's 6. The allays still hurt themselves from time to time. But the allays are not on a leash. I also bred them a little bit, so there's 2 now. And they actually are just... there's this note block right here that's constantly playing, and the allays are dropping. Oh, that looks like it's full, actually. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I need to figure out something to do with... Oh no. This is... I need to figure out something to do with these bad boys. I gotta get like a butcher or something to buy these, because there's too many. There's way too many. So I'm just gonna throw some of these away. Any hoodles. Yeah, I've been spending a bit of time here, so it's not surprising that the foxes and allays have gathered quite a bit of berries. But anyway, moving on. This is the barn over here. This is what I've been working on this for a little bit, and I've also been breeding dogs just because they're fun, I guess. So this is the barn, a little bit bigger than the camel barn, but then we come in here and we've got a ton of goats. This is actually a fully automatic goat horn farm, and with the help of chickens and an allay, it's fully automatic. There's a whole collection system and everything. That's the allay. So basically, these chickens here are in the boat, so they're not moving. So the goats try to ram them, but then these wood blocks are in the way, and they go ahead and they break their horns. I don't see any horns laying around. Anyway, so that allay has a goat horn, and if an allay has a goat horn, it can actually pick up all 8 variants, which is nice. So then he'll go around and he'll pick up any goat horns that drop, and then he'll bring it up here where we have a very similar collection system to the berry bush, just a note block being played constantly, and he deposits it into this water stream, which goes into this chest here. So we've got quite a few different, let's see, that's fuel. We got another bit of seek, so I don't really need this many seeks. So I'm just gonna put a little overflow chest of seek over there. But then there's this little hole right here because the allay was having trouble using that. The goats can unfortunately jump up here, which is not quite ideal. But that's okay. This farm really does not need to be terribly efficient, so I'm not really all that worried about it. But it's time to breed the goats again. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole goat horn farm. It's fully automatic. It's of my own design. These lure systems. Oh, see, okay, so that just broke, and then the allay grabs it, and then he really. There you go. And then he goes up there and drops it off. So yeah, it's fully automatic. So I can just AFK here and collect goat horns. Really, it's quite nice. And the goat lure system I got from a tutorial from Waddles, but the rest of the whole thing is all my design. So yeah, I always love coming up with my own sort of systems for things. That's always more fun, in my opinion. Next up, I wanted to do just a little bit of landscaping since it's not something that I usually focus on. I wanted to try my hand at doing some of these custom trees. I have one. I have one right here, and I'd like to do some more. I want to have some kind of here where these trees are, and just kind of up around the hill, just in and around the area. I'd like to add some trees and bushes and I think the pathways are pretty much done. They're pretty much how I want them. I just wanted to add some custom trees to make the area come a little bit more to life. And then also, I'm going to go ahead and build Spruce Creek Station, which is going to go right here at the end of this pathway. I've already kind of laid out where I'm going to put it. So I'm going to go ahead and do some landscaping as well as Spruce Creek Station. Oh, what is that? A trail ruin? Ha! Let's go. Let's see what we can find here. I probably should have gotten like a slower shovel so I don't accidentally break the suspicious gravel. Does that look suspicious to you? Oh, it does. Hell yeah. I got an oak sign. Aha. Ooh. Let's go. Yes, we got the Wayfinder armor trim. Nice. It looks like we found some stairs, actually. I'm kind of hoping that I can find all the armor trims and also relic. I'd really like to find relic. Oh, great. A dead bush. Amazing. And this is why we brought a bunch of bundles, is because you get a bunch of individual things. The bundles are absolutely fantastic for the trail ruins. I'm going to take some time and I'm going to clear this out, and I will check back in with you guys when I'm done. Alright, I think I got this thing pretty well cleared out now. There's quite a lot of rooms in this one. It's actually a lot bigger than I thought it was. Get some light up in here. I got a composter room up here. Another room in here, little room. There's a lot of like really colorful blocks and whatnot. I don't know. I always think trail ruins are really neat. I love doing them. They're fun. But anyway, I think I got everything I wanted to. I got 6 relics. I also got 3 host, 5 friend, 2 heartbreak, danger, burn. I got all the different pottery sherds and all the armor trims. So that's nice. I got a bunch of random loot, some glass, some candles. So I'll definitely use those in some decorations and some hanging signs and whatnot. But yeah, I think I got everything. I got all the. I really just wanted the. I really just wanted the armor trims and the pottery sherds. I like collecting those. And I wanted at least 1 relic, but I ended up getting 6. So whatever. Oh hey, there's one more that I missed. I'll grab that before we go. Oh, what the hell is that? What is the? What? Is this a part of the new update or something? I don't remember this being in the loot table. The last ledger. To whoever finds this. We were builders once, dreamers beneath the mountain. The deep kept us safe for generations, until the sky cracked open. We didn't know its name then, only that it was death, flying. Coal black and a force of destruction. It struck like lightning, without warning. We buried 3 that day. But Nixon, our brightest, fought it off. He cast it back into the dark. We cheered, until we saw his face. He knew it would return. What the hell does that mean? What? What is that? Oh my, whoa, look at it. It's like animated. Look, well, look at that. You see that? It's like, not like the enchantment glint, but like the pixel itself. It's like moving. It's almost like the deep dark. Huh, wait a second. Wait, the deep. Maybe this has something to do with the deep dark? I don't remember this being in the deep dark update or whatever the wild update, but maybe it has something to do with that. Well, it says volume 1, which leads me to believe that there's more volumes. I mean, I would only assume. So maybe we need to go to the deep dark. Maybe it'll lead us somewhere else. Maybe we'll find some more volumes of the last ledgers. Well, anyway, we finished the railway all the way from Spruce Creek back to the base, so that's done, I guess. Well, folks, that's it for this episode. We built 2 super cozy ranches, gathered all kinds of animals, and expanded our railway network even further. But next episode, we're heading somewhere darker. This book we found? It's a clue. Next time, we descend into the deep dark to uncover what the ancient builders left behind and what still lingers in the dark. As always, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe. And if you don't want to miss when the next video comes out, ring the bell. And if you have any ideas or suggestions for future builds, leave a comment down below. I read every single one. And until next time, keep building block by block. Bye-bye.